Kristen, or the Flow Physicist, and this is my tech talk on Triads hex grids, the point-centered grid. Let's get right into it. So using my handy-dandy extra hand, I will show you what this grid looks like. Again, there are 3 positions your triads can be at. They're all oriented the same way. In this case, again, my favorite, the spoke-up grid. And you can see there's 120 degrees in between each triad. Thank you, extra hand. So for this, let's talk about what the extension and the anti-spin looks like. I'm going to keep this left hand as my reference triad for your visual pleasure. For this extension, we're going to rotate the wrist the same direction we're going around the grid, and we're going to stop at those points of significance. So it looks very similar to the 4-square grid extension, except we're going to stop where the other triad was to stay in the same grid together. Keep on going around until it overlaps with the reference one, still spoke up, and then it ends at the bottom, taking 3 spaces to get around this grid. The anti-spin's a little bit trickier because we're still going to have this going around the grid this way, but instead your wrist is going to turn, and it still has the same pushing effect that the point-centered grid has. So for the anti-spin, I'm going to take this point that's in the center and push it up through to the top right side where the final grid would be until the points line up. I've done a third rotation with my hand and I'm back to being spoke up together. Again, so if I move my right hand to my left hand, this center one is going to push in along the triad and up until it meets with the other one to be this point-centered anti-spin. And the final push will be to the bottom point. We're going to take the center end again and push it down through as we rotate our wrist the opposite direction of the grid, ending with the triad points meeting and then both being spoke up in the same grid. This might take a few times to watch on slow-mo, so check out this version on YouTube too. But this has been the point-centered grid, which works pretty well with the body-centered grid. And in my tutorial tomorrow, I will talk about how they're actually analogous to each other. But thanks for coming to my tech talk. Hope you learned some about point-centered grids, and tune in to see you tomorrow.